So what's the best thing that our agents and people on our team, even myself, can do when we meet with an investor and we sit down and try and set some guidelines or expectations of how we want to build a relationship? What would you be looking for in an agent?
You know, people ask me that all the time. They say, well, what kind of properties are you looking for? And that I could talk to you for 3 days on that, about the different kinds of properties I would buy under the different circumstances. This is what I'd say. There's probably not a realtor worth their salt that doesn't find 1 or 2 deals that they instinctively know they should buy themselves per year. They find 1 or 2 deals per year. They instinctively know this is crazy deal. If you don't, and this is what I tell my realtors, if you don't buy those deals, those 2 yourself, would you please think of me next? You'll know it when you see it. You'll smell it when you walk in the door, or when you start getting the story. But I like to buy what I buy situational houses.
Okay.
I buy from people or houses that are in situations and there's no time.
I see. So, wow. I never had any investor speak to me and mention anything like that. So you're looking more for a situation where, why is there a deal? There's a deal because of XYZ, a divorce, an estate. The bank's going to take it. Whatever the situation is where you're going to find the value. Of course, that's a challenge. As an agent, that's challenging.
Last week I did a deal, and the guy had inherited a house from his grandmother. It was leaning a little to the left. It had a hole in the roof, but it was a decent lot in a decent neighborhood, and it had potential. And I, asked him, why are you selling? And he said, I have 3 days to get $22,000 to the court, or I'm going to jail for child support. So guess what I paid him?
$22,001. Hope you bought him a coffee.
$22,000. And he gave me grandma's house that didn't have any liens on it.
Wow.
And he had inherited that house. So I mean, I don't. If you were to ask me as an agent, what are you looking for? I wouldn't even think to tell you that. People that need to pay off their child support.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
debt.
I mean, it's kind of hard to track down that market, but I guess you can. I mean, you're right what you say about agents. I mean, I'm in a house all the time, probably once or twice, maybe even 3 times a year, where it's like, this is not right. This price is not right. There's got to be a reason. And those houses go fast. I mean, it's important that you go fast. Now, when you're dealing with owner financing, when you're borrowing the money from your outside lenders, how fast are you able to get the money?
In seconds.
Oh, that's
yes. Wow, there's a lot of things happened last week. I had 18 houses to close in December, and early December. We knew that we were going to have to close them by about the 5th. We knew that we were going to have to close on 18 houses. And my daughter, who's been working for me for 20 years, bringing every house into the fold and then pushing it out the door when it's sold. She does the paperwork, the administration, does all the title work. She calls me and she says, we're a little bit concerned down here. And I said, what? She said, we got 18 houses to close. And I said, okay, what's the problem? They said, well, it's $973,000, and we're going to close all of them in the next 12 days. And I said, okay. You're worried? I said, what's the problem? She says, can you get $1 million basically in 12 days? And I said, wait right there. I drove down to the office. I put my key people in the office, and especially my acquisition people. I made 3 phone calls, and I got the money and hung up the phone. Now, and just so everyone would know, don't you slow down. Don't slow down, and don't get afraid that I can't fund these deals. I can.
Son of a gun. And Mitch, we're winding down. We got a couple of minutes left. If our listeners wanted to access your books, and the 3 of them, it sounds like they're all great reads, a ton of information just in this conversation, where would they go to find your books and access your podcasts and those kinds of things? What's the best direction to send them in?
Well, you can go to 1000houses.com, and there's some tabs at the top. One says Mitch's books. I even have a bundle price on the books. It's 1000houses.com, and there you can see my podcast, which I'm interviewing 3 people a week. I have to interview 150 people this year. And it's reinvestorsummit.com, and there's about 50 episodes right now. And let me tell you about the books. The first one is autobiographical. It looks rather large, but it flies really fast. And I did certain things in that book that make it a real page burner. The other 2 books are in response to the questions that just kept coming, like how in the world do you find so many houses? So the next book is My Life in 1,000 Houses, 200 plus ways to find bargain properties. And then I got to the passion book, the one I really always wanted to write, and it's My Life in 1,000 Houses, The Art of Owner Financing. It has all these case studies. So the last two books are more how-tos. The first one's a story about how I morphed into what I am today from nothing and no college degree, and mostly by getting hit in the mouth a lot of times.
I think I'm going to read them backwards because I'm so intrigued by owner financing. I think I'm going to start with that and work my way backwards. Is that okay with you?
Oh, that's cool. They're not in any particular order. You
Awesome.
pick them up when you think you need them. But the first two books are in audio at audible.com if you want to go there.